In a quiet historical district of Kyoto, there is a house where every morning begins with absolute unbroken silence. The woman who lives there wakes up long before the sun touches the paper walls of her bedroom. She makes no sudden movements. She slowly rises, drinks a glass of warm water, and opens the window to breathe in the cool morning air. For the first 60 minutes of her day, she hears no artificial sounds, sees no glowing screens, and makes no complex decisions. Her breathing is steady, her thoughts are clear. She enters the new day as if slowly descending into a calm lake, allowing her body and mind to wake up on their own terms. Her morning is a ritual of respect for her own nervous system. Now look at your own life. Look at your nightstand right now. Most of you are looking at it this very second or saw it a few hours ago. There lies a small glass rectangle that dictates the conditions of your life. And somewhere on the other side of the world, millions of people are waking up to a sharp, anxious alarm sound on this exact same device. They have not yet opened their eyes. Their brain is still in the delicate phase of transition from sleep to reality, but their hand is already reaching for the screen. One swipe of a finger and dozens of notifications, news headlines, other people's perfect lives, and work emails demanding an immediate reaction burst into their consciousness. They start their day not with silence, but with chaos. Most productivity gurus, trendsetters, and motivational speakers will tell you that you are simply lazy. They will tell you that you lack willpower, that you do not know how to concentrate, that you are to blame for your own burnout, and the background anxiety that does not let you go until the evening. They are lying. They are selling you guilt so they can later sell you their time management courses. Write right now in the comments. Be absolutely honest with yourself. What do you pick up in the first second after waking up, the screen of your phone or a glass of clean water? Your answer will show you who owns your morning. Stay with me until the last rule in this video because it explains what almost no one expects, and it is exactly what will become the key to your liberation. Slow down here, let this land. Your morning fatigue, your desire to endlessly scroll the feed, your scattered focus, it is not your fault. Viewer, you were never to blame for this. You have become a victim of a brilliantly constructed, billion-dollar industry that hired the best neuroscientists in the world with one goal: to break your biological reward system. Your brain simply had no evolutionary chance to prepare for this attack. What you consider your weakness is an absolutely normal reaction of a healthy organism to an abnormal, toxic digital environment. It is not a lack of discipline, it is the wrong equation that has been forced upon you. To understand how you were hacked, we must look into your physiology. Every morning, about 30 minutes before you wake up, your body begins a natural process that scientists call the cortisol awakening response. Your adrenal gland slowly releases this hormone to raise your blood pressure, activate your metabolism, and give you the energy to get out of bed. This is an absolutely healthy, necessary process. Normally, the cortisol level reaches its peak about 30 or 45 minutes after you open your eyes and then gently decreases throughout the day, allowing you to fall asleep peacefully in the evening. But that is not the worst part. What happens next sets the tone for your entire day and quietly destroys your health. When in the first seconds after waking up, you pick up your phone and open social networks or email, you do something terrible to your biology. You layer an artificial massive stress impulse directly on top of your natural cortisol peak. Your brain sees bright colors, reads alarming headlines, sees unanswered messages, and instantly perceives this as a threat to survival. The amygdala in your brain sounds the alarm. Your cortisol skyrockets. You have not even swung your legs out of bed yet, and your body is already in a fight or flight state. You are already tired. You already feel an ambient guilt for not replying to someone, for not keeping up with trends, for your life not being as bright as in retouched photographs. This ambient guilt accumulates quietly. It does not scream. It unnoticeably drains your life force drop by drop. You go to the shower, make breakfast, get into the car, but your nervous system is already exhausted by the decision fatigue that you did not even realize. You spent your most valuable resource, your morning clarity, on other people's priorities. App developers know perfectly well about this morning state of vulnerability. They know that your brain is desperately looking for dopamine, the molecule of motivation and reward, and they offer you the cheapest, fastest, and most toxic dopamine in the world. Every downward swipe is a slot machine handle. Your brain never knows what it will see in the next moment: a funny video, a scary piece of news, or a message from your boss. This unpredictability creates the strongest addiction. You scroll the feed not because you are interested. You scroll it because your brain is trying to cope with artificially induced stress using artificially generated dopamine. It is a vicious circle that is impossible to escape using willpower. If this information just changed your understanding of the situation, if you felt relief that your fatigue has a physiological explanation, subscribe to this channel so you do not miss the next deep breakdowns. We are not here to force you to work harder. We are here to teach you to live lighter, using knowledge that is quietly hidden from you. Japan, a culture that has balanced deep respect for traditions and cutting-edge technologies for centuries, has found an answer to this challenge. They do not use aggressive Western methods like rigid digital detoxes, which only work for a few days and leave behind a feeling of punishment and even more stress. They use a concept called Seijaku. This word is hard to translate literally. It is not just silence, it is active, conscious silence. It is calm amidst chaos. It is a state of mind that remains undisturbed even when a storm rages around it. Seijaku in the context of a modern morning is the unwavering protection of the first 30 minutes of your day. It is the understanding that these minutes are sacred. During this time, the neural landscape of your brain for the next 15 hours is formed. The Japanese approach does not require you to throw your phone into the river or move to the woods. It requires only one thing: shift the focus from the external world to the internal at the moment when you are most vulnerable. You cannot control what the world will demand from you at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but but you have absolute power over what you let into your consciousness at 7 o'clock in the morning. The shift, turn your bedroom into a digital danger-free zone. The phone should never be the first object your hand touches. The problem begins with the fact that you use the phone as an alarm clock. This is a trap brilliantly set by the industry. They convinced you it is convenient, but this convenience costs you your mental health. When the phone lies next to your head, it quietly radiates an aura of unresolved tasks. Even when the screen is dark, your brain remembers that there behind the black glass hide thousands of demands. Buy a regular classic alarm clock. It may cost pennies, but its value for your brain will be priceless. Your phone must spend the night in another room, for example, in the kitchen or the living room. When you wake up, you must physically get out of bed, walk through your home, drink a glass of water, feel your body, look out the window, and only then, when you are consciously ready to face the world, do you approach your device. This physical distance creates a psychological buffer. It gives your cortisol the opportunity to rise naturally and smoothly without hysterical spikes. But physical detachment is only the first level of Seijaku. The second level concerns what exactly is inside your device. The Japanese philosophy of space organization teaches us that everything must have its place and its purpose. Your phone is not just a gadget, it is your personal digital home. And if you allow strangers to burst into your living room at any time of the day, you will never feel at peace. There are a few things that Japanese people who practice digital minimalism never keep on the home screen of their phone. The first is email client icons. Your email is not your to-do list. It is a list of what other people want from you. When the email icon with the red notification dot is on the home screen, it acts as a constant micro-stressor. Every time you unlock the phone to check the weather or the time, your brain registers this red dot. You do not even open the app, but the process of decision fatigue has already begun. Your brain thinks, there is something important there is a problem, I must solve it. The shift. Hide all work apps in a separate folder on the third or fourth screen. Make them accessible only when you consciously decide to work. The second is news apps with push notifications turned on. The world around us is complex and often tragic. Being informed is important, but the algorithms of news corporations are built on the manipulation of fear. They know that negative news attracts 5 times more attention than positive news. This is an evolutionary feature of our brain. We had to pay attention to threats in order to survive. When you receive an urgent notification about a disaster or an economic crisis right during breakfast, your amygdala reacts as if a tiger just walked into your kitchen. You cannot change global events, but you are traumatizing your psyche. The shift. Turn off all news notifications without exception. Read the news consciously at a clearly designated time, for example, during your lunch break, sitting at your computer. The third is endless social media feeds in the line of sight. Social networks are not evil in themselves, but their design is hostile to your peace. They are designed like a casino. When you leave a social network icon on the home screen in the bottom row where the thumb rests most comfortably, you doom yourself to automatic clicking. This is a habit that is fixed at the level of muscle memory. You pick up the phone and your finger opens the feed on its own. The shift. Delete social networks from your phone entirely and use them only through a browser. This adds a few seconds of friction. Every time you will have to type the address or open a tab. These few seconds are enough for your consciousness to turn on and ask, do I really want to do this right now, or am I just sad and anxious? The fourth is the absence of any visuals, empty space. The Western approach dictates us to fill every void. If there is free space on the screen, a widget, a calendar, or a reminder of goals must be placed there. The Japanese concept of ma is the honoring of emptiness. Emptiness is not the absence of something, it is the space where something new can be born. When your home screen is packed with icons from edge to edge, your eyes scatter. Your mind becomes cluttered. The shift. Clear your home screen. Leave on it only those apps that you use as tools, the map, notes, the camera. Set something soothing, dark, with plenty of free space as your wallpaper. When you unlock the screen, your eyes should rest, not start scanning information. The fifth is the illusion of constant availability. We are used to thinking that we must answer messages instantly. If someone writes to us, we feel a deep, quiet guilt if we do not reply within 10 minutes. This industry-imposed urgency keeps us on a short leash. The Japanese tradition of etiquette teaches respect not only for the other, but also for oneself. An instant response is often reactive, not deep. The shift. Put your phone in do not disturb mode for all morning hours. Allow calls only from the closest people in case of a true emergency. Let the world wait while you build your internal foundation for the day. Imagine a morning when you wake up and the first thing you see is the light from the window, not the blue glow of a screen. You get up, feeling the floor with your bare feet. You slowly brew tea or coffee, listening to the sound of the water. You let your thoughts wander freely. Maybe a brilliant idea for your work comes to you, or you simply feel quiet joy from the taste of the drink. Your cortisol gently reaches its normal level. Your dopamine remains at a stable, healthy level. You feel like the master of your life. When you, finally, 30 or 40 minutes later, pick up your phone, you do so like a person putting on a suit before going outside. You are ready. Your defense is activated. You consciously open your email, consciously reply to messages. If you see something disturbing, your calmed amygdala does not perceive it as the end of the world. It analyzes it as a task that needs to be solved. You transition from the state of a victim of digital chaos to the state of a strategist. This transition will not happen in one day. Your brain, addicted to morning doses of cheap dopamine, will protest. For the first few days, waking up without your phone by your bed, you will feel phantom anxiety. It will seem to you that you are missing something critically important. Your hands will search for the familiar cold metal. Slow down here. Slowly exhale. This is normal. This is a symptom of recovery. This is the moment when your brain begins to rewrite its neural pathways. Allow yourself to feel this slight boredom. In this boredom hides your lost creativity and your stolen peace. In 7 days, you will notice the first results. Your sleep will become deeper because the brain will stop associating the bed with an information battlefield. In 21 days, you will realize that your ambient anxiety, that unpleasant tightness tightness in your chest that accompanied you for years has simply disappeared. You will become more patient, your decisions will become more accurate, and most importantly, you will regain the ability to feel true, natural dopamine from simple things. From the taste of food, from the warm sun, from a deep conversation with a loved one. The system wants you to stay tired, anxious, and constantly scrolling the feed, generating profit for them at the expense of your attention. They want you to blame yourself for the lack of focus, but now you know the truth, you know the mechanics of this trap, and you hold in your hands the simplest, yet most powerful tool of resistance, your own Seijaku, your active, impenetrable morning silence. Here is the part that matters the most, and the promise I made to you at the beginning of the video. The secret rule of the first 30 minutes, which almost no one expects, is that your morning actually begins the night before. You cannot fight your biology at the moment of waking up, when your will is at its weakest. You must make the decision for the version of yourself that will wake up tomorrow. Tonight, when you go to bed, take your phone, plug it into the charger in another room, and simply go to sleep. Do not promise yourself grand changes. Do not plan epic digital detoxes. Just do this one physical action. Cut the anchor. You cannot change the whole world, which is going crazy from speed and information noise. You cannot force the industry to stop hunting for your attention. But you can build an invisible wall of calm around your mind. You can choose silence. You can take back the right to your own thoughts. It all starts tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes and do not reach for the screen. The choice is yours. Take this step. Take back your life. See you in the next video. Stay calm, protect your focus, and remember that your attention is your most expensive currency. Do not give it away for free.